It's for real.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.
What's up, guys? I'm doing something a little bit different. First, I'd like you to like and subscribe to the channel from the very beginning. You can get up with me at Hambone77US on Twitter. But I'm doing something a little different today because, like, most of the time I do like different things for like the movies and stuff like that. Today, I'm actually doing something for a show that I fell into that I ended up actually binging. And I'm going to tell you something. This is how you know that I really like something. I don't like binging stuff. I'm not a binger. I hate the way Netflix does their things and releases like a full season of stuff or, whatnot. I actually like to give everything a time to breathe. Let me kind of process what I saw and then go from that. And with that being said, this is how you know I really like this one, because I could not, even myself with that kind of thought process, could not keep myself from pushing play. Literally watch this full first season. I don't know if they're going to have a second one. I hope they do. But like, this first season, literally watched it and like a day, maybe a day and a half, just kept pushing play. Like each episode wanted me to go on to the next one. It really just got me wanting to see what was going on. It was my cup of tea. I love like Asian culture, like horror stuff, or at least thriller kind of stuff in a lot of ways. And this was one of those. This is like a foreign style show. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think they have it dubbed, but like you can dub, you can close caption or whatnot. But it was really well done. I really just love this show. Like, there's one of those things, like if you're not used to watching like foreign films, like from the Asian culture, there's some of their things, the way they act and stuff, like if you're not used to it, maybe a little different for you and stuff. But like for me, like I've watched different shows and stuff like that. Like I love Train to Busan, movies like that. So like I really got into it. There's a couple of concepts in this movie or show that I really like. I love the fact that they went to child's games. Like it wasn't even like trying to do these like overcomplicated style games. It was like red light, green light and stuff like that people play in all countries, in these kind of things. Then there was actually like type of games that's in that culture and that Asian culture that like I didn't know about as an American that I thought was pretty interesting. Like when they had to outline, they basically had like this kind of wafer and they had to like cut out the shape without breaking the rest of the wafer or breaking the shape whenever they did it. Thought that was like pretty interesting to seeing like these different culture. Even the name of the show is called Squid Game. The very last game, obviously, that these people have to compete with is called the Squid Game and everything else. But I love the way they also set up the fact that like, so they let these people, basically you have a bunch of downtrodden people that has problems in their life, whether they owe a bunch of money and can't get out of debt or they're just in bad shape. They do drugs, just down on your luck kind of people all across the board and everything else. So like what happens is in this show, they take those people, they put them in this thing and they play this game. So the first game they do is like red light, green light. A bunch of people die in this whole certain section. Like they have like around 400 people, I think, that starts the games. Almost half of them die in this one game, the very first game they play. So they come back and they're like, hell no, we didn't think it was going to die and everything else. Like this stuff's serious. Well, they have a thing where if you vote and more people vote to leave, like the game ends immediately, but nobody gets any of the money. So like I thought that was really interesting because they do the vote. They actually vote to leave. Everybody's let go. Like they put them under gas. Like so that's how they keep them from knowing where they're at, is because they put them in a van, release gas that makes them go to sleep and knocks them out until they get to where they're going. So they don't know how they got there. Same thing. They just do the reverse when they get out of there. So they still don't know how to get there. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like that they just let them leave and they got to leave. And then they get cards again. They get to make one more choice. Do you want to come back? And the reason why I like why they did that is most of the time you feel super bad for the people that's dying, right? In a show like this where you're trapped and you don't have any choice and you're playing these games, but these games you can die from if you're not good at them, or you just die, period, for not being able to do it all for the sake of money, right? Like, but I love the fact they did it this way, because once you chose to go back the second time after you really understood like what the game was about, and you chose to go back that second time, I have no remorse for you. You had your way out, right? I feel bad for the people that died in their first game they played because like they truthfully didn't know what the stakes were most likely. And with that being said, like the second group though, you go back into that arena and say, yeah, I'm cool with doing this. Like, nah, man, your life's forfeit to me because you're wanting that money so bad that like you're willing to go back. Like at that, I'm not going to feel bad for any of these people, right? Because I don't feel like they're innocent at that point. I feel like they made a conscious choice of what to do. Even though they're down on their luck, like you still have to put that together. Like, man, you know what? Like life is life, baby. Like, and you got to like, you hold on to your life. Don't jump into this thing because, you know, you never know what's going to happen. But those people come back and they still do it games and stuff like tug of war, like these simple games, right? That you wouldn't think would be, never would put them in the area of like this game could be basically a death game, and it becomes a death game with the way they set it up and the way they do it. So I really like it. One thing is, if you don't like blood, you don't like people getting shot in the head, especially, or you know, blood and guts and everything else, it's not going to be the show for you. If you can deal with that, like this could be a show for you. It's not really like scary. It's more of like this thriller kind of thing. I do love the fact that all the employees, like until certain parts of the show, obviously, but in 90% of the show, all the employees and stuff that work there wear these like helmets or masks or whatever. Like it just adds that layer of mystery, right? Like, oh God, who are these real people? And then when you get a couple of characters that take their mask off or whatnot for whatever reason, like when those people do that, then you're like, oh crap, like these are just regular people, like, and everything. So I do like the way they did that through you know, pretty much the whole show and everything else. You didn't get to really see like any of the characters, especially on like you would call the bad side, right, that work for the company, like show up or that many times without some kind of mask on and everything. I like the side story where the cops trying to like figure out what's going on and everything, and he ends up infiltrating the whole thing and trying to figure it out because like his brother was sent there and he knew it, and he was trying to figure out like what's up with his brother. Does his brother survive? Is his brother dead? And all this. So while he's doing that detective style work in the middle of these games happening. So I did like that story as well. It added like a pretty cool little side plot to the whole story and everything. I like the characters in here. They're some of them are a little quirky and stuff for like American style shows. But like I've said, I've always liked especially when it comes into thriller and horror, like these Asian culture style like shows. I actually like, I'm used to it now. Like I said, it could be off-putting for some because like you don't get it or whatever. And even in some of their comedy or whatever they try to put in some of these Asian style stuff, you may not get it as Americans if you don't watch a lot of foreign stuff. But yeah, I definitely, though, even if you're not with someone who watches a lot of like, you know, foreign style shows or films, like I really recommend this show for almost anybody because there's not a lot of super weird stuff. It's just like the way the things shot sometimes, and it's just different. And I like that. I like to have things that are different here and there. But I really think this show is strong. I really hope they come out with a season 2. I liked a lot of the characters and stuff that they had in here. The main character, how he was down and out and his mom was having issues and stuff like that. Even like the ending, like they spent a lot of time telling the ending. Like, so you go through this show, they get in the games, and then this guy survives, obviously, and everything else, and he gets out. And he doesn't even want to touch the money because like he's just one of these people that's like, nah, man, like that money's blood money. That's what he feels. And then he ends up having the conversation with the old guy. It turns out that he was actually like teamed up with at times during this show inside the game, was actually one of the main person like running this thing because he was like rich, but he was dying and he wanted to have something for entertainment. So he ended up doing this. And he has a conversation with this guy, and the guy ends up dying. And afterwards, he starts using his money to try to like see what he could do. And he's like, doing things and going to go see his daughter who had moved to the States. And he was actually about to get on the plane when he gets this call. I ain't going to ruin all that for you, but like, you'll see what it's up at the very end. But I really did enjoy this show. It's really fun. I do recommend anyone to give it a chance, at least a chance. Watch like the first 2 to 3 episodes. If it doesn't hit you, then just quit. But like, I do recommend you to go and try it. Even if you're not used to watching foreign style, like filmmaking or shows, this right here is, well, us and the group of guys was like actually like doing reactions to a thing that we saw, we found called 30 Coins. That was like a Spanish style show. We really liked it, and it was a really good show, but it didn't stick the landing. I thought this show like did the ending better. I thought the ending of this show, they really did, at least came closer to sticking the landing and everything. It's according on like, if you really like how it ends, like you're gonna have to watch it for that, because I'm not gonna give you that here. So I just wanted to really go out and point out that the Squid Game is really worth watching. It's really good. And I loved it and had fun with it. And I definitely will be interested in watching the season 2. Thank you guys for all your support and everything that y'all have ever done, watching and everything else. And thank you for letting me even do this for you guys. Thank you for letting me have the chance to like get in front of you and like try to learn like a little bit of a different craft. Like I said, I like talking about this kind of stuff. I like talking about these shows that I watch and everything. So like, and this gives me a platform to be able to do that to more people than I normally would like in my everyday life. So thank you guys very, very much. And until next time, peace.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boys.